were on bye this week, so there's nothing to talk about. All right, folks, welcome back to NFL Power Rankings Week 6. We're going to be ranking each team from 1 through 16 today. Let's get started. Well, a lot has happened in the past week, and we're starting to see the teams that are good and bad separate themselves a little bit. There are 15 teams that have 3 wins or more right now, which is one off from half. So, yeah, almost half the teams have 3 wins or more, and then there's the other teams. How many teams have at least? 25 out of 32 teams have 2 or more wins. 15 teams have 3 or more wins. So things are still pretty close. Most stuff is wide open. I mean, you do have the Eagles and the 49ers who are undefeated right now, 5-0. So they've got commanding leads. But aside from them, everything's still pretty wide open. Now, as I said, since there's 15 teams that have 3 wins or more, that means that the 16th team on my list is going to have to be one with 2 wins. And you know I got to put my Bengals there. We looked a lot better this week. Burrow was looking more like the Burrow we know. Hopefully he's been healing himself a whole bunch and that this gets to continue. It was even still kind of hard to put us at the 16th spot, seeing as though 2 of our losses we scored 3 points. But again, Burrow was hurting a little bit. So I'm going to put us at 16, be a little bit of a homer, make sure we're on the list. As long as we keep winning, we get to stay on the list. How's that sound? Okay. At number 15, we're going to have the Saints. They might be too low. I think they are worthy of number 2 in their division, but they're currently technically number 3 because that division's all tied up. They just put the boots to the Patriots. Holy cow. Yeah, blew them out completely, 34-0. Completely commanded that game. So they should probably be higher, but I'm going to leave them at number 15 for now. I assume they're going to move up these ranks as the weeks go on. At number 14, we're going to have the Colts, who beat up on a very inconsistent divisional opponent in the Titans this week. The Colts are proving to do a little better than I expected this season so far. I still really don't know if they're going to be a playoff caliber team. I think as the weeks go on, they're going to drop down. But Gardner Minshew seems to be doing all right over there. This past game, they used both quarterbacks. Didn't get a good chance to watch the whole thing. But the Colts, what they did with the Titans, though, they stopped that run game. King Henry, they did not allow it. They didn't allow King Henry to complete a touchdown pass neither. So good on them. The Colts will be at 14. Pour yourself a subscription to TSST. At number 13, we're going to have the Falcons, potentially where the Saints belong, but that's okay. They managed to force the Texans to settle for 4 kicks and only 1 touchdown. They got 2 kicks themselves, using the boot appropriately. However, they were able to punch in 2 touchdowns and even get the 2-point conversion on one of them, which is the ballsy move that good teams do. So maybe the Falcons will be a good team this season. Only time will tell. They're proving to be fairly decent so far. Their division, minus the Panthers, seems to be pretty competitive this year. Very different from last year. So we'll see how they go through the rest of these weeks going forward. At number 12, I'm going to have the Steelers. I have nothing nice to say about the Steelers. I think they're a fraudulent team, but somehow they're leading our division. Somehow they just beat up the Ravens with a super low scoring game. I don't understand it. They kind of look like that 11-0 team from a few years ago that was terrible, but somehow went undefeated 11 weeks and then just lost out. I think that's the kind of Steelers we're dealing with right now, but unfortunately, I think they're going to keep being a thorn in my ass for a little bit. So, yeah, they're number 12. At number 11, I'm going to have the Seahawks. They were on bye this week, so there's nothing to talk about. At number 10, I'm going to have the Ravens. They did just lose to the Steelers, giving them second place in our division, but I truly believe that they are the better team. And as everyone knows, that North Interdivisional games are always bloodbaths. They're always hard. It's just one of those beat-em-up divisions, so I'm not going to hold it against them too hard. They are tied with the Steelers. However, the Steelers technically have the advantage in the division, so I still think the Ravens are the better team over the Steelers, so they're going to be higher on the list. At number 9, I have the Cowboys again. I don't think they should be number 9. I probably should have put them lower. I really thought I did. I think I might have just accidentally moved them up when I was shuffling some things around, because I literally have number 9, and then in the description over here for my notes, I have they don't even deserve to be number 10. And I distinctly remember putting them at like number 12. I must have moved them when I put the Steelers on the list. So, yeah, the Cowboys are proven to be fraudulent. Anytime they play a good opponent, they just get beat up. But don't worry, they they beat the Giants. No, they even lost to the Cardinals, but they did beat the Giants. Yeah, they lost bad. The Cowboys look like crap. Yeah. Overrated as per huge. Number 9 for some reason. Number 8, I'm going to have the Bucks. They were on bye as well, so there's not much to talk about, but they're looking really good this year. And you know what? I'm happy for Baker, so they get to be number 8. Make sure you're tackling that like button. At number 7, the Jaguars. Beating up Buffalo and London. A lot of people are talking about jet lag this, jet lag that. The Buffalo Bills have not been able to perform against the Jaguars for years now, so that doesn't help. And also, the Buffalo Bills could have left on Monday and solved some of their jet lag problems, so I don't have any sympathy there either. I watched that game. It was a pretty good game of football to watch, other than all the penalties. That was annoying. What I feel is that the Jaguars did have an advantage, and going into it, what it should have been is, I don't have a problem that the Jaguars are there for 2 weeks, but that should have been a Jaguars home game because of the time spent there. The first week should have been a Jags away game when the Jags were there, and then the second week against the Bills, that should have been a Jags home game. Buffalo should not have lost a home game to play a team that got to be in London for so long. That's honestly the only critique I have, though. Buffalo still should have won. They should have left earlier, and they've been losing to the Jags for years. So I'm sorry, Buffalo, but the Jags get that win, honestly, fairly, in my opinion. I think there just needs to be a little tweaking with the international games, but it's really not as big of a deal as a lot of people are making it out to be. So Jaguars will be at number 7 for now. At number 6, I'm going to have the Lions, just proving to be a great team for the first time in forever. The Cinderella story we've all been waiting for. We've all been waiting for. Detroit fucking deserves this. So they get number 6. They just shit all over the Panthers, fucking leaving their fart trail in the litter box. The Lions deserve this. I hope they keep doing well. I want to see them in a freaking championship game at the end of this season. Lions championship game. Let's go. Number 6. Dropping all the way down from number 1 to number 5 is the Buffalo Bills. I cannot excuse poor management leaving on a Thursday to go play in London against a team that's been there for 2 weeks. That is a management detail, and Buffalo lost to the Jags again. You don't deserve to keep a high spot anymore when the other teams above you performed well. I'm sorry, Buffalo. You drop all the way down to 5. But don't worry, I don't think you'll be there for very long. You're a dominant team, and you will bounce back from it. At number 4, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, not looking like the Chiefs of past, but they're still pulling out the wins. If they haven't proved in the past to be able to overcome these sort of things, I'd be more worried. But they've proven time and time again that they are they're able to pull off those wins. They're able to push through and do it. So they're going to keep number 4, even though these games are pretty close, because quite frankly, they are coming away with the W's. They are doing this, and I think they're going to get better throughout the season because that's what they've been doing, and Andy Reid's no joke. So Chiefs will stay at number 4. Or actually, they moved up from number 5. So yeah, number 4 this week. At number 3, sitting cozy in the same spot, is going to be the Dolphins. The Dolphins got to play the Giants. They got to beat up on them. The Giants are an absolute, terrible, fraudulent team. So not impressive in itself. But they did beat them up pretty good, so that's good. And I really do think that the Dolphins are the real deal this season. So they're going to keep the number 3 spot. When they face harder opponents, I do think that they're going to be able to perform well going forward. So they're going to keep the number 3 spot. At number 2, we're going to have the Eagles. They played the Rams this week, and they controlled the ball so well that they had possession of the ball about an entire quarter more than the Rams. That is what good teams do. They control the clock. They control the outcome. They hang on to that thing and have decisive runs. Take your laxatives, because the Eagles have decisive runs. Or eat your fiber, I don't know. The Eagles have the runs. The Eagles controlling the ball like that, that is what championship level teams do. They're going to keep number 2. Actually, they moved up. They were number 3. They're going to take the number 2 spot this week with their decisive runs. In the number 1 spot, we're going to have the 49ers. They are just the most commanding team on this list. They just keep getting good, decisive, big wins. They made the Cowboys look like the Cow Little Boys. The Dallas Small Children is more like it. Though I do think Dallas is a little bit fraudulent, they're still not terrible. And the 49ers defeated them. The 49ers, total yards, though, was 421. 1 yards off from being fantastic. I should push them down to number 2 just for getting so close and not doing it, but I won't do that to you 49ers. I will let you stay in the number 1 spot. They also had 170 rushing yards and held the Cowboys to 57. That's a commanding lead. That's controlling the runs. The Eagles may have the runs. Well, guess what? The 49ers have control over the runs. They don't have to just shit all over the place. They shit where they want to. But when they shit, god damn, they shit all over. That got a little graphic. I'm sorry. All right, folks, this has been our Week 6 Power Rankings. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about what my rankings are. Let me know what your rankings are. Let me know whatever you want. Tell me what your favorite kind of sandwich is. That's fine, too. So, hope you enjoyed it, and you have a good day. How was this video going to do? Let's see what the dice says. How well? 17? Maybe I should do well then.